Hey there, it's Michael J. I'm in a place called Washington Square Mews, and it's a little cobblestone street, and it's right next to Washington Square Park, and so we're going to take a walk around Washington Square Park and environs. Let's go! Built as carriage houses in the 19th century, the Mews are now owned by NYU and open to the public only during the daytime. Around the corner from the Washington Mews, just around Fifth Avenue, is this corridor that leads to a statue of Shakespeare. Then just head south on Fifth Avenue and you run right into Washington Square Park. This Washington Monument is, of course, the icon of the park and one of the great icons of New York. It's always very busy with people rushing around and students and people walking their dogs. People are playing chess and there's live musicians. This park is just a great place to sit on a bench and people watch. New York University surrounds this park, so this is like the quad for all of the students of NYU. There's so much wonderful character in the buildings that surround this park. A lot of them are owned by NYU. A lot of professors live here. There are buildings that serve as housing for students. But there's also a great little hotel. This is the Washington Square Hotel, and it's got a great little restaurant and bar. As we go north here on McDougal Street, there is a wonderful vintage clothing store that's fun to visit, and right next door to it is the old Manhattan Theater space, which doesn't exist anymore. But once upon a time, I directed a really funny show called Screw Ups by Justin Warner. Here's some scenes from that. Unfortunately, the theater is no longer. As you go down Waverly a little bit, you come to this wonderful little coffee shop called Joe, and they make beautiful cookies and a really beautiful cafe mocha. The place is always packed. I can never get a seat, so I usually get my cookie and my wonderful mocha and take it for a walk in the park, which is also very nice. Now we're going to head south on McDougal Street to the Provincetown Playhouse. It was a former bottling plant that turned into a theater in 1918 to produce new experimental plays and, of course, famously plays by Eugene O'Neill. The Emperor Jones was the theater's first big hit, and that was followed up by Eugene O'Neill's The Hairy Ape, also a great big hit. Now we're moving on McDougal Street to the Cafe Regio, which is the oldest coffee shop in New York City, and it's one of my very favorite places. It's got a lot of character. Walking east along the park, we come to the New York University Law School, which is actually a newish building. It looks ancient, but it's really built to match the surroundings, which is really nice. This old church has a basement gym, which is now being used as a theater space. There are several dog play areas in the park, which is wonderful, and it's a lot of fun to watch the dogs play. That's the Frederick Lowe Theater, where NYU does a lot of musicals.
Okay, now we're at Bear Burger, and we have these really yummy burgers. Yum. What is yours?
It's got a fried egg and bacon and cheddar cheese.
But you made it up. It doesn't
Yes.
have a name. I think I'm calling it the breakfast burger.
The burger.
Mine's the California burger. It's a turkey burger with avocado.
Now we're going to the Skirball Center to see a benefit show with Broadway singers for the National Alliance of Musical Theater.
I haven't been here in a long time.
My college, please.
Here's a group of honorees being photographed. And here's a sneak peek of the inside of the theater auditorium. And Washington Square Park is always so beautiful at night.